Everyone, hi, welcome to a new playlist. We've heard so much about third-party vendor risk management, right? Um, there's no way organizations will function without having vendors, right? They have to partner with other organization or their vendors for their business to go operational. And this I'll say these videos I'm not gonna put it all on YouTube for free. I'm just gonna give you guys the high level because it's a very thorough concept or course. And if you are interested, you can sign to our website. You can watch it on demand, or you can be part of the cohort. The next cohort that starts in June. I mean June 30th. But if you really want to benefit, you need to understand all the different core regulatory frameworks before you can understand third-party vendor risks, okay? As I said, these videos, I'm gonna put just few on YouTube, but all the videos and scenarios will be uploaded on our website. So if you get access to our website, then if you call, we give you privileges. I mean, if you call, you enroll, you can do all demand or you can be part of our paid program to fully benefit. But today we'll be talking more about the SSAE 1822 as well as the SOC 2 report. SSAE 18 is something that is just an acronym, and because I want us to learn how to carry out research, so you can just Google that, like what does it really mean, right? And then we'll talk more about SOC 2 report and then delve into what third-party vendor risk really entails. That being said, SSA 18 first is the latest attestation standard issued by AICPA, American Institutes of Public Accountants, Certified Public Accountant, which was effective or went into effect December 2021. And prior to that, we have the version that SSE 18, is the previous version that has been upgraded to 22. And talk about assertion by the responsible party, that organization, service organization like our company. We're going to discuss that. Practitioner independence, more consistent reporting and evidence requirement, and it also governs the SOC 1 report, SOC 2 report, SOC 3 report. We will definitely understand what these reports entails, the different type of reports, okay? And this again is more of an introducing concept that I'm just putting out there, what you guys need to know. But by the time we start going like in depth, even coming up with a SOC 2 type 2 report, where if you work as a third party vendor with analyst, that's a report that you're going to be analyzing a lot. That cannot be for free, okay? First, we're talking about SOC, not the Security Operations Center, like SOC analyst. This one now we're talking about the SOC report, system and organization controls. Systems and organization controls. The report evaluate internal controls of service providers. And you see why this is important, because nowadays, company partnering with other company, we are talking about risks. And that's why I say we'll always get job, because you can have stringent control in place, best security hygiene, good security posture. But what happens to your vendors that you are bringing? Those vendors, do they also have good security posture? Do you know that your vendor risks risks are your risks? Like that is a direct relationship that exists. I've been saying that a lot, and now it's gonna make sense, right? Your vendor risks eventually is also your risks. So talking about that, there are three different types of reports. We have a SOC 1 report that has to do with financial reporting controls. We're not going to touch base on financial because we are on security side. But SOC 1 is financial related. We have a SOC 2 report. This controls over data security, availability, confidentiality, integrity, as well as privacy. Actually, it has a subset of the CIA area where you have confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And they also make mention of privacy as well as data security, right? But what of SOC 3 report? SOC 3 report is just, they say, public friendly version of SOC 2 report. Public friendly. This is a report that you can find on organization website, right? It's just a high level summary of your SOC 2 report. SOC 2 report is actually the key, something that organizations do not play with it, okay? And we're going to see that shortly. What about the focus and trust service criteria? They say SOC 2 examine controls over security. We talk about data security, that protection of systems and data, availability, system uptime and performance, its integrity, complete, accurate, and timely manner, confidentiality, information restricted to authorized user, and privacy, proper handling of personal data, right? So we talk about the five short survey criteria, and then this is exactly what A entails, okay? I'm talking about SOC 2 type 1 versus SOC 2 type 2. So now that we've learned about the SOC reports, there are types of report. You have SOC 1 type 1 report, SOC 1 type 2 report. I remember I said SOC 1 report, irrespective of the type, we're talking about financial. We won't talk on that. We'll focus more on the security aspect. Then you come now to SOC 2. You have SOC 2 type 1 report and SOC 2 type 2 report. And we're going to delve and try to understand why do we have these different types, right? And therefore SOC 3 does not have a type 1 or a type 2, okay? So for SOC 1, type 1 and type 2, scope for type 1, design of controls. For type 2, it talk about the design, the operational effectiveness of those controls. And then the key difference for type 1 is a point in time. Why for type 2, over a period of time, that's why we talk of ongoing assurance in the case of use and initial readiness. But we'll still delve into this deeper to understand what this means, okay? So SOC 1 report versus SOC 2 report versus SOC 3 report, key difference and example. That which briefly, what we've just covered here was just between SOC 2 type 1 and SOC 2 type 2. But just talking about the SOC reports in respect of the types, right? For example, we have SOC 1, SOC 2, and SOC 3. Let's look at the purpose. For SOC 1, controls related to financial reporting, and as I said, we won't really talk based on that. We will not really focus on that. We will focus so much on SOC 2 report, okay? Why for SOC 2? Controls related to security, availability, confidentiality, privacy, as well as integrity. SOC 3, we said that public assurance of SOC 2 report, just a high-level report, summary of your SOC 2 report. And that's why they talk of public. What of the shared use? We have that SSAE 18, and we have the different principle that applies to that. What of audience? You have internal auditors, CPAs, financial statements users. And then for SOC 2, the audience actually talks on clients, vendors, compliance team. And then SOC 3 is just for the general public. What of level of data? High, of course, because it includes system description and control testing are pertaining to financial purposes. SOC 2, also high because it includes system description, risk test, as well as result. Why SOC 3 is low? Because it's just a summary. It doesn't contain any sensitive or detailed information. What of distributed? Do you see? And that's why I want to let you know that when you are assessing third-party vendors, this is a report where you're going to sign a non-disclosure. This is a report that you don't joke with. And many a times you find some of the challenges where organizations are not willing to share their SOC 2 type 2 report. You will definitely encounter those challenges. What are you going to do? Right, depending on the type of vendors you are dealing with. Is it a high risk vendor? Is it a low risk vendor? And as I said, we will cover all of this and we will create plenty and lot of scenarios. Again, you guys will be training with the best. I have helped organizations mature their third party vendor process from scratch. to the point of us onboarding a GRC2. I have also worked as senior consultant where I just went there, help develop organizations, third-party vendor risk process. So what I'm telling you is what I am so passionate and I have like hands-on and something I've done for years. Okay. So type of report, that's why we said for SOC 1 report, we have SOC 1 type 1 and SOC 1 type 2. SOC 2, we have SOC 2 type 1 and SOC 2 type 2. But for 3, we do not have any type because it's just a single report. Again, a summary of your SOC 2 report. And that's why to sum this up, you said that the SOC 1 focus on financial impact. SOC 2 focus on trust, security, as well as privacy. SOC 3, marketing friendly proof of your SOC 2 compliance, right? Then to talk about SOC 2 and SOC 3, what is the difference? We just said that a SOC 3 is a summary of your SOC 2, but do we really know the difference? For purpose, it provides detailed report on internal controls related to security of the 5 trust service criteria that we've mentioned: security, availability, confidentiality, integrity, or privacy. Why? It provides a summary level on the same controls without disclosing sensitive data. So it just summarizes this, okay? Audience is intended for customers, auditors, regulations, and of course, it's restricted. I'm going to see that shortly. Intended for the public, general public, can be posted on your website. That's an organization website. So if you want to onboard a vendor, many a times you're going to be requesting the SOC 2 reports, right? But if you go to their website, they can even tell you, place their SOC 2 report, which is just telling the public, that guess what? Hey, we have our SOC 2 reports, okay? And as I said, we're going to see that in detail. What of detail level include description of system, control objective, test result, and audit findings. Contain a high-level summary without technical or proprietary details. Again, a potential enterprise clients want to review how your access control, change management, and incident response processes are designed and tested. You want to publicly prove your commitment to security by linking your SOC 3 seal on your website, okay? And we discussed, you see, restricted NDA of phone required. You guys, I mentioned that already. Yes, it's just like the heart of the organization. It has everything, so it's not just that kind of document that anyone can get access to. Even you, when they give you, you have to sign NDA. This is not just something that you shared or try to remove, out of your organization network. It doesn't work that way, okay? And that's why I say this one is unrestricted, can be shared openly. Organization can have it on their website, or that they can share it without you or them requiring you to sign an NDA, okay? Then SOC 2 type 1, again, type 1 report. So we talk about SOC 2 and SOC 3, but let's delve more deeper into SOC 2 type 1 and SOC 2 type 2 report, okay? So I think with this, let me try to also stop the video. That way it's not too long. That way you all can follow along, okay? So with that, I'll see you people in the next video. And do not forget to like, share it, subscribe, comment, ask whatever questions. If you need any clarification, put it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to help you, okay? With that, I'll see you all in the next session.